So today we have our tamed racing rider. We have Aliki. I don't even want to try to pronounce her last name. Aliki's been a racer for a minute, right? Tell me a little bit about what your background is, how long you've been racing, and what do you currently race?
I race a non-Yamaha.
I'm sorry, everybody makes mistakes.
I know. I got an Ninja 400 right now. I race CRA. I've been racing with CRA since the get-go. I think that's 3 or 4 years now, and gotten quicker over the last couple of years.
You're the Venom vendor, right? Like, some say you might need a Venom undergarment to go faster, right? Oh my God, she's modeling, Jesus Christ. So Shameless. This is our reasonably priced sport bike. This is the 2025 Yamaha R3. As you can tell, we have all the R family features on this motorcycle, and we're gonna take a couple laps on it today, right? You've had some laps around this racetrack. What do you think so far?
Actually, I had 2 sessions. So far, no apexes were damaged.
Okay.
You know, so they're safe for me for the next little bit, but it's a fun track.
We're gonna have you go out and do 3 heaters. Just absolute heaters, right? And then we're gonna get a time on you and have you come back after you ride the thing and have a little chat with you about how it went. You got a prediction of lap time or anything like that?
You guys have a microphone that you could put in my helmet?
No, we're not that advanced here.
There's gonna be a lot of screaming, probably. I think it'll be fun though.
All right, do you have any ballpark lap time goals?
I don't even know what a lap time is here.
Good time.
I'm just gonna go as fast as I can.
She's very concerned with good times, not so much lap times, obviously, which is a perfect attitude to have with your reasonably priced sport bike right here, right? Okay, well, you know what? Best of luck to you. Have a good time, and we'll chat you up after you're done. And don't wreck my motorcycle. That'd be helpful.
Well, I'll try to keep it upright. We'll see.
All right, so Aliki, you finished your lap on the reasonably priced sport bike. How'd the lap go?
It was really easy to handle. Turn 3, you could just tip it in. All you had to do is just look and the bike goes. So maybe I should reconsider.
Maybe you should get rid of that stupid other brand motorcycle and get you a reasonably priced sport bike from Yamaha.
No fatigue whatsoever.
Yeah?
It took a little bit of time getting used to the regular shift from GP shift, and so there were a couple of times that I was sorry about the transmission, but it's a Yamaha.
So
should be able to survive it.
How do you think you did on the lap?
Okay.
Well, you know what? I have your name up on the board. So you did the lap on this reasonably priced sport bike in 2 minutes, 14 seconds, and 57. How does that work? So 2:14 and change. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually pretty impressed with myself that I could go out, get used to a bike, and then rip a lap.
Well, right on, man.
On a new track. So,
and how do you like the R3 feedback on the bike?
It. Oh my God, it is a different little world. It's similar, right? Because I love the corner speed, and that's what it's all about. But I just couldn't believe the handling. Back end's wallowing a little bit when you're coming out of the last turn out of the straightaway.
Right? Well, right on, Aliki. Thank you for joining in on the party. Appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
Right on.
I appreciate it.
Cool.
Super fun.
All right, we're at the second round of the reasonably priced sport bike challenge, and we're here with Corey Sarros. You're like a known fast guy, AFM-wise.
I've been racing a while.
You've been racing a while. Where'd you start? What'd you do?
I started on East Coast. I'm from New York, so I started in New Hampshire, and back then we did Pocono, and then I moved out here just because I loved racing so much. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go out west where I can ride all year. So,
how long have you been racing?
2001 was my first year at Loudon.
Okay, awesome. So, do you have any experience racing little bikes or riding little bikes?
No, the bike I started on was a 600.
Okay, so then you went up bigger. Then
it was like 750, and then at national level it was 750, so we raced that for a long time, and then I went to thousands.
So you're looking forward to trying to take this street bike out there and go fast?
Yeah,
try it out. What do you think you're going to do?
I have no idea. It's my first day here, so I don't even know what the times are.
So you're still learning the track?
I learned it pretty good. I think I did 20 laps on the big bike.
Okay. What'd you get on the big bike?
I don't know. I didn't have a lap timer on there.
All right, perfect.
I'm of no help.
All right, dude, good luck.
Yeah.
Get out of the park.
Thank you.
We're here with Corey Sarros. He just took a lap on the reasonably priced sport bike, the Yamaha R3. Corey, how did the lap go, man?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it took me a little bit just to figure out what lines I had to be on, coming off my 1,000 sessions earlier. But yeah, I just had to do more swooping lines, try to keep the speed, and went from there.
So how do you think you did?
I think I did all right. It was fun.
Did you have a goal for lap time at all?
No.
Because you were saying something about you spinning up my rear tire.
I was messing around.
You said you had her hooked up pretty good.
Yeah, I had to drag the back brake a lot just to keep the front wheel down.
Oh my God. All right, so now that we've shoveled all that BS, you did a 2:16.53. All right, so you're a little bit slower than the VNM Mom. So there you go.
All right, well, I guess I should retire again.
All right, man, well, nice work. Thanks a lot.
I had fun.
All right, man.
Next up to ride the R3 here is Chili.
Long-time staffer.
And you actually raced an R3, right?
For
a little bit?
I actually raced an R3. Big boy on a tiny bike, but
Big boy.
hey, I was having a lot of fun. So that's the whole point, right? Just have a good time.
What kind of lap times are you gonna run? Good time?
Good times, but hopefully I'm gonna get around 2:15. I'm hoping. All right. As long as I'm 3.5 seconds faster than Dustin Coiner, we're good to go. But you know what? We're gonna increase that gap today, and Mr. Coiner is going to ride this, and we're gonna see where he stacks.
All right, dude. Good luck out there.
All right, brother.
Kill it.
Let's do this.
You just got back from your 3 laps on track.
Yep.
How do you think you did out there?
It felt good. I was using as much as the racetrack as I could,
Okay,
to try and keep the speed up. I did put my butt on the back seat to try and get that tuck because I have the mechanical grip. So, KYT was working great, keeping that aerodynamics tucked in right here, baby.
Yeah.
And the Alpine Stars boots and gloves were great. The Mythos leathers were working good, no flapping.
Wow.
So hopefully it's all good.
Oh, that sounds like you had a great time.
I had a
out
great
there.
time. It was actually a lot of fun. It is a fun bike to be on.
Heck,
A little
I totally
different than the
agree,
R1,
man.
but you got to ride it different.
Hell yeah. So what time do you think you did? If you were to estimate.
I saw Sarros' time.
17, 18.
17, 18.
Let's see what we pulled off here, Chili.
All right.
We've got you here in at a 2:14.95.
Oh, shit. I beat Corey Sarros, dude.
Almost with VNM Mom there.
Oh, shit.
Good job, Chili.
Oh,
Good
dude.
job.
Wow.
Well, thanks
Surprising.
for participating, man. That
Hell
was
yeah.
awesome,
Hell yeah.
dude.
The next up is Dustin 3.5 Coiner.
We're back here with another round. We have Eddie here, Mr. MaxWrist himself, and we are at the new Buttonwillow circuit, so this should be very interesting. How do you think you're going to do this time on this bad mamma jamma?
Pretty good, actually. I think I have more experience on this track than any of the other riders. This is my 3rd time on this track, so
Nice.
I'm gonna try to put it down.
Hell yeah.
Well, not the bike, the time.
Oh, good. That'd be good.
The time.
Right on, dude. Well, let's get you out there and let's see what you could do, bro.
Let's do it.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
So we just got Max back here. You just did your 3 laps. Well, you got gypped 1 lap, right? You
Well, I got 2
burners
flying
in.
laps.
You got 2 heaters in.
I don't know if I would have got any faster. I felt like I was pretty comfortable with it.
What do you think you pushed for times?
I don't know. I was wrong last time, I guess, so I
Okay.
don't really want to guess. I hope I'm on top.
You hope you're on
I'm
top.
hoping.
Okay, let's see what you
I can
did
be
here.
hopeful.
You can be hopeful. I would
Yes.
agree to that. Max, you did a 2:12.72. You are officially #1. That's a podium right here.
That's a
that we
podium.
have.
What's the paycheck?
The paycheck is, I'm so glad you're here, Max.
Oh, thank you.
Good
All right,
job, bud.
well,
Good
thank
job.
you very much.
Good job.
I appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
And this reasonably priced sport bike is so much fun. I
Yeah,
have just
dude.
as much fun on this as I do the Ducati, and I have more time to think about where to shift, where to brake.
Yeah.
It's not so chaotic. So,
Right?
Yamaha R3, I got to give it to it. This is a nice bike.
Totally agree. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you coming on.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, we're back, and now we have Steven here for the reasonably priced sport bike. So what do you think you're going to do on this thing?
Dude, I don't know. I started racing on a 750, went to the Twins on an
Okay.
SV650. Then I raced little bikes for a long time, raced R3s. Now I'm back in the Twins on an R7. But My race bike was a little bit more tuned than this. Like it didn't bounce quite this much.
We're complete stock, right?
Yeah, this is a totally stock bike. Thing is, they're fun. I'm gonna go out there and try to do what I can. Want to try to be maybe 215, 213, something in there would be cool.
That's a reasonable attack for your lap
we'll
time.
see. But the problem is I haven't ridden this bike yet, and I got 3 laps, right?
You could outlap 3 burners and then come on in.
All right, I got to get it figured out. All right,
you got this.
We'll make it happen.
Elliot, let's do it.
Next rider we got, Matt Hornshoe, or Hornballs, we like to call him. He's a staffer with, and he's a racer, and you've raced little bikes, right?
I've raced little bikes, yeah. I've got quite a bit of experience on a R3 race bike, but very little experience on a Stark R3.
All right, what do you think you're gonna do? What kind of lap times?
But I would like to think I'd get down to a 210, but it's probably more realistic to get to a 215. I got down to 55s, or 56s, sorry, on the R7 today, but hopefully I can get this thing down and without blowing the shock out.
And your goal is just to be faster than me?
That's pretty much the main goal, is to be faster than you. I'd love to stay faster than Chili, but Chili goes really well. So we'll see how this goes.
It's on, dude.
Yeah.
These two gentlemen here, we have Matt and Steven. You guys both took laps on our reasonably priced sport bike today. Steven, how'd the lap go for you, man?
It took a minute to figure out how to go fast on this thing, but it's super fun. I was fucking smiling the whole time.
Anything that you particularly like about the R3 here?
I mean, honestly, I think that everybody in C group and most everybody in B group and maybe a couple people in A group would be better off on this bike to come out and learn how to go fast, to be smooth and accurate.
Now, I heard some rumors that you and Matt were trying to do a time 2-up on this. Is that right?
But I was going to sit backwards on the tank.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about having him reach around, and because one of you guys is faster on the straights and the other one's faster in the corners. So it's like, oh, your turn. And then he's like, oh, underneath the arm. No?
Yeah. We ended up pivoting and we just went back to back.
How do you think you did lap time wise?
All I care is if I beat Chili, honestly.
Well, I got news for you, buddy. Hate to break it to you, but you got smoked by Chili.
Look at that.
A 2:15.10. And Matt, he's at the top of the charts here at a 2:11.74. Solid work, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And notice you bumped MaxWrist down to second on that one. So
by a second. By a second.
That's that little bike experience.
yeah. All right. So Matt, how was the lap for you, man?
It was exciting. I think the first corner I started dragging hard parts, and it pretty much stayed like that all the way through. Might be a little
I got some scuff mark on the foot peg there, so that's nice.
It was grabbing the brake lever a little bit for me mid-corner, you know.
Corey Sarros said that he was having to drag the rear brake to keep the front wheel down because of the amount of power out of this fire-breathing piece of equipment here.
That's true, man. It's amazing what 40 horsepower feels like when you've been riding 200 all day long. You know, I feel bad for Corey that he couldn't deal with this beast, but
I can relate, actually. I did the same thing at Podium Club last time, so I was dead last. So Corey Sarros is taking my spot for this time, so that's cool. You know, you can't finish last if you don't race.
True.
Well, right on, guys.
All right.
Thanks for riding this thing.
Thanks, man.
Catch you guys at the next track day. All right, Mark, so we're wrapping up episode 2, right? How do you think it went?
Oh, honestly, that was a ton of fun. I went out and I recorded each individual this time and got to watch a lot of it. And man, it was funny to see some of these guys just shredding down that front straightaway.
I'm starting to notice a trend here. I talked to a couple of guys that rode, and everybody's saying the same stuff that we heard at episode 1, right?
Oh, definitely, 100%.
They're like, man, I can't believe how good this thing handles. And yes, it is a stock motorcycle. This is not a race bike. We understand that this is a sport bike, and it's registered for the street. It's not a race bike yet. I'm sure somebody's going to convert this thing at some point.
Yep.
But for now, we're running an OEM bike. It's got a set of Pirelli Super Corsa tires on it. And other than that, totally stock, right? The only thing we changed is the gas.
Yep.
Right? So I think what we're seeing a trend here is that this reasonably priced sport bike actually is a pretty good motorcycle. Great value for what you're getting, right?
100%.
$54.99 for one's close to 19, right?
Oh, yeah.
So for $5,500 basically, you get all of this.
Yeah.
And all of this. Right?
And you have a ton of fun, in my opinion.
Dude,
Stuff. It's so
I
much
have
fun.
not seen a single person get off of this thing without a gigantic smile on their face.
Oh, totally.
Right?
100%.
That's what this whole thing's all about. So we're going to keep doing this. I think
yeah.
the next one will be at the old track next door.
Yep. That would be my favorite.
Episode 3, Buttonwillow, August weekend.
Yep. Sounds freaking great to me.
Right on, man.
Yeah, dude.
Cool.